1957 and continued to teach here until 1998. During the first couple of years of LCU, are you with me, Nathan? Oh, there we go. There we go. Thank you. During the first couple of years, he was the only music faculty member and started the chorus band and the strings program. He and my mom wrote the LCC school song. She was by his side through it all and was loved by students, and she was affectionately named Mama Hinds. I think she worked for my dad as the music department secretary for a time, but my dad fired her because there were always students in her office talking to her and she never got any work done. My dad passed away in October. However, my mom is with us today, so please help me welcome Mama Hinds. Before we get started, do you want to tell your story about Bob Privet?
Oh, the first year, we had the money set aside for the paving on campus, but it rained. That was a real wet fall, and so they couldn't ever get it down, and so faculty had to park off the street out there in the mud, and Bob, and I don't know who else, he may have just done it all by himself, but anyway, he would come and help people get out onto the road and everything, and he'd gotten this pretty pair of boots for graduation, and he after he got through with it, he'd have to go home and clean that mud off there and everything, and so finally that dragged on so long, he finally just wore him into the shower with him to clean them off.
And Bob, by the way, is part of the alumni art exhibit over in the CAA, so I hope you'll stop by and see some of his work over there too. Mm-hmm. We'd like to see how many of you are second generation LCU students. Your parents went to LCU. Where are you? Oh, stand up. Look at all those hands. Y'all stand up instead. Your parents went to LCU.
Did your grandparents go here?
How many of you have grandparents that went here? I know there's a few. There we go. There we go.
Good.
So now, of all of you who were just standing, how many of your parents or a grandparent were in one of the choruses or the band? Stand back up. Very good. Well, likely you have heard stories from your parents and your grandparents about Lubbock Christian during their time. So we're going to let Mama Hinds tell us a few things she remembers about LCC when it first started.
Oh, the Master Fathers was started that year. Just of course, when the school started, we had nothing. You know, we started from scratch, and so we had to get everything. And so anyway, they had the Master Fathers and raise money for whatever needed to be done on the campus, and so.
And we still have Master Follies today, so that's good.
And we had dorms and classrooms in the cotton field.
And we still have lots of green space to facilitate our community.
We had Don Williams.
Yep. He's still here. Yep.
And we had a school song that your dad and I wrote together.
I know. And we're still singing that same school song 62 years later. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell about how that alma mater came to be?
Wayne had to come down here several times, meeting with Dr. Maddox and different ones before he got the job, and so that's like a 2-hour drive from Amarillo, and so I had time to kind of think about it, and so the word just kind of came to me, and I just wrote them down as we were traveling back and forth.
And where did Dad get the music?
Oh, he had a little record that he got in Hawaii, of all places, that he just loved the little melody on it. And so the words that came to him fit to this little melody, and so that's where he used it.
Very good.
Oh, and the mascot in the beginning was Modern Pioneers, you know, and that's still in our school song. We didn't know it, but at the time, Plainview already had pioneers, but we didn't know that. When we found that out, we thought, well, we need to change that, you know, and so they left that in, but then the lyrics are still the same, and that it's dedicated to faculty and staff of the students who started, yeah.
Okay. Tell them how this first student body learned the school song.
Oh, Wayne copied them out, printed them out, and just passed out the sheets to a few students so that they could learn it. And then they came to chapel and passed out one to everybody. And those students, since they kind of knew it, they helped them all sing it then.
And it's become a tradition for them to sing the alma mater.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back from tours.
Right.
And some special events like opening chapel. You guys have all sung that there.
As soon as they saw the lights of town, the bus got quiet, and then they would sing that.
Very good. So we're going to close today by singing the school song. Please notice the LCU vision in the lyrics that my mom wrote 62 years ago. They're important words, and you'll find them on the LCU seal and LCU relationships, in academic references, and most importantly, God's ever-present love and guidance.
Would you stand, please, again? Hail to our own Lubbock Christian modern pioneers. May His blessing rest upon you always through the years. Ties of friendship, love unbounded, colors white and blue. Oh, beloved, Lubbock Christian, will be true to you. Hail to thee, our alma mater, Lubbock Christian reigns, born to give the light of knowledge, set on rolling plains, learning character, citizenship with Christianity. Oh, beloved, Lubbock Christian, will remember thee. You are dismissed.